We were all so happy that day. It's actually hard to even imagine how terrible things would soon become.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is your first time here, welcome to my beauty entertainment channel. Absolutely. So if you would like to follow me on social media, here's my Instagram and my Twitter if you would like to join and have fun on there. Before this, I posted a video about Blood and Water season 3, which I really enjoyed. So if you want to go watch that, go watch that. Not sure what I posted before that, but you'll see. Anyways, I'm very excited for today's video. I'm very excited because, as everyone knows, one of my favorite shows from last year. Today we're going to be talking about The Sex Lives of College Girls season 2. Season 2, very short. I'll get into that a little bit later. But season 2, I'm very excited to talk about this. I've been going on rants to anyone who would listen for the past week since the finale. And I've talked about it in kind of very jumbled thoughts on my Patreon, but now I'm going to compile organized thoughts to make an actual video. So like I usually do in these videos, I'm just going to go character by character and then talk kind of about my thoughts about the whole show at the end. So we're starting off real strong. I think I don't want to say we're going from least relevant to most relevant, but so the first character we have up is Andrew. Too bad, so sad. Too bad, so sad. My note primarily is that he's an asshole. He is such an asshole. He's always frowning. And I'm not one to talk because I do, but he's not even frowning. He is always grimacing. What is your problem? He has a stick up his ass. That's his problem. And that's why. Here's the thing. He is an asshole and will always be an asshole. I don't know, he was funny at times. I don't know if it was funny because I was laughing at him or I think I was laughing at him. The times when I laughed at I was laughing when he was on the screen. Sometimes he did kind of funny stuff. But when you're an asshole, I can't exactly I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that at all. But sometimes he did make me laugh, like when him and Whitney went on that horrifying date. And Whitney asked if he had any siblings, and he was like, yeah, I do. And that was it. I cracked up because that's me coded. So, whatever. To be perfectly honest, because I know I don't like him being here. I don't think he's going to be here for much longer. I don't like him being here. I don't like his presence. I don't like him here. I don't like him with Whitney, etc., etc., etc. However, guys, I really don't think it's out of left field that Whitney and somebody like Andrew would, I don't consider that dating. Whatever that was, I don't think that was totally out of left field. That relationship, I feel looking at what happened last season with her relationships, it's not out of the ordinary. And this is why, again, I need Whitney around more black people. Do you see how almost every single time Willow was on the screen, she was like, what the fuck are you doing with Bio, bro, if you hate him so much? Except when he had his arms out, which I don't fault her for that. I don't, because the arms were nice. But everything, literally everything else, he was awful to her. Every single time before, because I rewatched it, but every single time before they hooked up, he insulted her intelligence, her mother, something he insulted. I can't stand that. I don't want that for her, but I think it's over now. I'm happy it's over now. The reason why I don't think the relationship would be out of the ordinary is, one, Whitney is not healed from that coach. That horrible man, who I hope is in prison right now, but we will never know. She is not healed from that. She hasn't. So that's why I don't think it would be too out of the ordinary for something like this to happen. A man who does not like her, they don't like each other whatsoever, but his ass was in love with her. She broke his heart. Do I look like I care? No. About the bio bro thing, I really need to know who people in the writer's room, like, were you a bio bro? Were you a STEM major? Did you date a bio bro? Because it was a little too accurate. It was a little too frightening, because when I was watching, had to repeatedly, not just once, like pinch myself and be like, you're not back there. You graduated. Well, I'm not free completely, because now I'm surrounded by nothing but bio bros. But it was really taking me back to a dark time in my life. It was scary. It was horrifically accurate. So I need to know, what was your source material? Because it felt a little too close to home. Which one of you guys have been hurt by a bio? Because you got it a little too correct. The cadence with which he speaks. The way he speaks, him constantly scowling, like he has a literal like spear up his ass. The arrogance, how brazen it was crazy. On the first day of that class, how he was already in the classroom upset. It's the first day of class, already in the classroom upset. That's how they operate. Talking about, I wish the people who are gonna drop this class would just leave. Why do you care? Why do you care? It's this idea of, I don't even know what, but why do you care? But they got that really, really, really well. Like this, I want to know what the source material was, because I think it was freaky. I think it was really freaky, and I think it really scared me. I think I was really scared the whole time he was on screen, because it was too realistic. It was too realistic. Anyways, see you probably not next season. Bye. I'm very happy about that. That's why I'm not like, because when it was happening, I was furious, and I still am. I do not like that this happened. However, one, it's very clearly over. And two, it's not out of left field for Whitney and her experience and who she hangs around and what has happened to her. It's not. Don't shoot the messenger. It's not. So that's why I'm a little bit more tame about it. And it's over. She made him cry in lab. It's over. So that's why I'm a little bit more like, now, because I've seen the conclusion, and I'm happy now that it's over. I cannot wallow in the past. But I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Him crying during that presentation, I'm sorry. I was laughing. I felt bad, because I'm like, I know he prepared really, really well for that. For that presentation. I know he prepared, but I'm like, I can't really cry for you. Like, I was laughing. Like, I'm not above that. I didn't say I was a good person, but like, it was kind of funny. Like, she broke his heart. Like, she shattered his heart, and he was trying to act like he was like, but all like macho and tough. Like, he genuinely thought everything was going perfectly well. And it's like, yeah, I guess you could have told him, like, I don't really like you, but I can't feel too bad for him. He did a lot of things that were kind of funny, kind of things that I would do, but I'm not an asshole. So that's where you lose me. Like, there were things he did where I'm like, that's not his fault. That's probably just the way his mind works. But then he was also an asshole. I don't think the two are related. It's just, he's so disrespectful. He's so disrespectful. That's why I'm sitting here watching him cry in the lab presentation, and I'm like, this is what you get for insulting her intelligence. That's what you get. Like, yes, Whitney picked up biochem. First of all, ate that. Biochem as a new interest, taking biochemistry as a freshman. She ate that. But the first day, he was already like, I'm smarter than you. First project of a semester, already thinking he's smarter than her, thinking that she can't contribute. So I'm sorry, that's what you get. This is what you deserve. You deserve the worst. I'm not the worst anymore, because you already cried in public on a classroom stage. So I don't really think I need to wish anything. I think he's gotten what he deserved, and we can all just move on. I think I have grown to that point over these treacherous past 10 episodes. Okay, next up is Jackson. I have absolutely no comment. Because nothing was happening for me. Nothing was happening for me. I guess he's a refugee from Kansas. That's about it. But I have no other comments. Truthfully. I'm sorry. Next up is Tatum, another person I have no comments from. That's Queenie from First Kill. I remember her. She's an asshole. She's really fucking rude. And I'm gonna talk about this when we get to Leighton. I don't understand this what's the uproar about that breakup? Cause she's fucking rude. You guys wanted a rude person? Really? It wasn't even funny rude. She was just fucking rude. No. So, but no real comment there. I don't really, like, nothing happened for me there. Next, we have Alicia. I'll talk about her a little bit more when I get to Leighton. But first off, love the new haircut. Never been happier. I am happy she's back. Y'all are gonna have to be angry about that. I'll talk about it later. But I'm not upset anymore. I'm not upset at her anymore. I never really was, but like here's the thing. She's not totally like, she did do some slightly fucked up things last season. She did. I'm not denying that. However, y'all gonna have to be mad. The chemistry is chemistrying. So you guys are gonna have to be upset about it. Take it up with her. Take it up with the actress for having good chemistry. Take it up with her, not me. Next, we have Willow. Needs to be in the show more. I'm really gonna lose my head. She needs to be in the show more. Like, Whitney has issues. These issues need to be talked about, and the only demographic of people with the wherewithal to talk through her issues are Black. So please, anyways. But I have no notes. She's fabulous. She's funny. She's the realest bitch on the show. Besides Leela, like, it just needs to be on the show more. Now we have Jocelyn. Exact same notes as Willow. Needs to be on the show more. When she is, it's hilarious. When Leighton was being quite thirsty about that part, that's why I'm like, y'all, like, Tatum brought out the desperado in Leighton. I didn't like that at all. I was like, ew. So when she was being thirsty for that party invitation and she was like, you're being really thirsty right now, that was hilarious. Let's get more of that. Let's get more of her. I would like to see much more of her in season 3. Let me put this concealer on before I start talking again. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury concealer again. I kind of like it. I'm sorry for the lighting. I'm trying to sit as far back as possible, but I don't know if it's really gonna work. Anyways, next up we have Leela. Leela is the highlight of the season. Every single time she speaks, I'm laughing. It's not only her so her one-liners are amazing. And it's not even just the fact that, like, the actual words she's saying are funny, it's her delivery. Her delivery is exceptional every single time. Everyone on this show has amazing comedic timing and it's funny. Leela has just something, When she became a manager, I was slightly worried the dynamic would change a little too much because I'm like a boss, like going from like being a co-worker to a boss. I was very nervous, but it hasn't. It's very like Leela as manager, not manager changing Leela who be somebody different. It's just Leela as the manager. Like when she found out that Kanan was really good at econ and she asked like, so why are you so bad at the cash register? I'm sorry. That had me cracking the fuck up. I had to rewatch it like 3 times. That was really fucking funny. So Leela's amazing. I'm happy for her, but she's the manager. She seems to like the job. And when I like how I love dramatics, how she was like really angry at Kimberly for even insinuating that she be manager and was like, I actually really want to be the manager. That's hilarious to me. I love the dramatics of it all. I do. Like, yes, have a complete change of heart as dramatically as possible. We need more of that in our lives. Drama, in my humble opinion. Okay, next up we have Kanan. I'm not as angry at him. I'm not as angry at him. I don't know if I should. I'm not that furious with Kanan. Before you all shoot me, hold on. Whitney and Kanan are in my head. I'll talk about in my head are absolutely not endgame in my head whatsoever. I have other plans for Whitney in my head. I don't really care what Kanan does. I'm happy for his nerdy awards. I love that for him. His very, very extensive resume. I really love that for him, truthfully. Like, he's doing really well. I just think the breakup between the two of them like signified for me just how, in my opinion, how unserious the relationship was. I'm sorry. Like, because let's discuss, that breakup was nonsensical. And to me, that showed that the relationship was nonsensical. Besides the fact that every time they were on screen alone together, it was like watching vanilla paste drying. Besides that, the way the breakup happened was ridiculous. One, you were keeping something from Whitney. Let's call a spade a spade. You were keeping something from Whitney and you were keeping something big. Should Whitney have searched your phone? Of course, I'm not saying that she was totally right, but I support women's wrongs. You were hiding something. You were hiding something. You knew that Zoe liked you and she was sitting on your lap in front of Whitney when you already knew she was on edge about like just thinking that Zoe, like being jealous of Zoe. So yeah, I can't care too much when there was truth in what she was doing and you still were like, you're unserious, I'm breaking up because of that. What was it, a violation of privacy? Of course, you guys. I'm not saying that her looking in his phone was justified. I'm just saying she was right. I'm just saying she was right. So, like, I wasn't feeling the relationship. I think the sloppiness of the breakup showcased, in my opinion, the sloppiness of the relationship. Like, it was a kind of a like perfect ending to show how unserious the relationship was. Like, I have to be honest. I have to be honest. Nobody wants me to be honest. I'm wondering if sitting further back is gonna help. We'll see. But now let's talk about the finale. I was broken down, snot nose crying, no, you guys, this is where I'm confused because the tweets that I've seen about the show seem to be like, I thought we were all upset about the finale because Whitney was hurt, not because we want Whitney and Kanan to get back together. I guess where we're gonna have to disagree. There. I'm upset because Whitney is hurt. I don't give a shit about her relationship with Kanan. I'm upset because this did not need to happen on, like, via her hurt. She didn't need to be the vessel of hurting for this, if they wanted, because they wanted clearly this relationship to happen. I don't like that she's hurt in the process. That's my only issue with that. Here's the thing. He knows he's wrong for what he did. Kimberly knows she's wrong for what she did. It's very simple. It's really not more complicated than that. There's no need to like jump through hoops and say, but they were both wrong. They were both wrong. And like, Kanan, I do want to like you. Like, I do. I don't have issues with you dating Kimberly. Do whatever you so please. I don't. But just like Whitney's mother, I'm going to push you to the side for Whitney. Like, cause you hurt her, so now you're done. That's it. I'm a very simple person, actually. Like, you do something wrong to my girl, you're out. You're out. And you can go have fun with Kimberly. That's totally fine. This is not me being angry at that for happening. I'm angry that Whitney had to be the only one who gets hurt. Because you get to eat your cake and have it too, and Whitney's just sad. Can't have that. Besides that, Kanan, you looked excellent this season as usual. Face card immaculate. There's no surprise there. He knows he could buy a bigger shirt. He knows he could buy a bigger polo for that Sips uniform. He knows, this is the thing, because I'm gonna talk when I get to Kimberly, because Kanan was doing, like, Kimberly wanted to be right so bad, and she was. Why? You spilled milk on your shirt. Your too tight shirt. You spilled milk on your shirt, and you go into the locker room and take your shirt off. For what? For what? Turning and facing Kimberly for what? Kimberly was right. Kimberly was very right, but he didn't need to do that. You didn't, but I guess I'm happy about it. Anyways, next person I'm going to discuss is Eric. Okay, slightly better. I'm sorry, it's probably not going to work for much longer, but we're talking about Eric. I can't care. I tried to be a better person. I'm not. I can't care. What does it make me? What does it say about me? I don't know. I can't care. I can't care. I can't care about his feelings. I'm sorry. Like, I might have to stand on this hill alone, but that's good. If that's life, that's life. I don't care that he got cheated on. I really don't give a shit. Because there were other larger issues at play that I think should be discussed before when Eric got cheated on. Was that right? No, it was not right. Nothing is right. Nothing is right. But the circumstances surrounding the cheating, I think, should be discussed more. Bella was on a rampage this season, destroying everything in her path in order to destroy herself. That is what she was doing. But I cannot feel too bad for him, and here are the exact reasons why. Let me put on my blush, actually, before I start using my hands to talk. Last season, I'm not over it. Not believing her about being assaulted. So it's like the running in the quad to like the cute little eye moment they had. Yeah, that wasn't enough for me. Yeah, he did end up like he did. I just think, in my humble opinion, I think more groveling was needed for me to be like, okay, he is forgiven for that. But maybe that's just me. This season, I actually enjoyed their back and forth. I like the enemies, like rivals shit. I thought that was fun. I thought it was cute. I really did actually enjoy that. I thought it was cute. I thought the banter was funny. And I was like, wow, okay, like if I can ignore that season 1 Eric existed, I can get down with this. Like I thought they had great little like kiss off at each other. When she said, "Do you think you're a short king?" I definitely died, because he really thought he was. No, you're not. You're not at all. That was really funny to me. Like, that was really funny. The episode where she finds out that she cheated on him, and she goes to the apartment and meets his dad, and they're like talking about how you broke our son's heart. Here's my thing, and this might just be I did not get it, or maybe we didn't have enough time to see it. I was not getting, honestly, truly, that Eric was so deeply, madly in love with her. And this might just be like a pacing thing again, as with a lot of things on this show, but I'm not buying it. Like, Bella is the one who was like self-destructing at first, and still was, and then in that realized that she wanted to be with Eric. Like, if Eric was so deeply in love with her since the start, why didn't he ask her to be in a relationship at first? Probably pride, but that's his problem. Like, if Eric was so deeply in love with her, why did he bring that white girl that Bella was cruel to that party? I thought he was doing that to make her jealous. Like, so why do all that? If you were so deeply, madly, obsessively in love with her, as your dads claim, I'm just not buying it. I'm sorry, it probably is pacing again, but like it wasn't giving that to me. So I'm sorry, I cannot feel too bad. Like, I don't believe their story, like Bella and Eric, I don't believe that is done. I don't think it'll ever be done. But I can't feel too bad for him. And then let's discuss how in the episode where that 40-year-old comedian came in, Eric, here's the thing. People are going to get technical and be like, well, they both said they do anything for their careers and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's call a spade a spade. He stepped over her for that opportunity. Don't lie. I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of the lies and the fallacy. He stepped over her for that opportunity. The least he could fucking do is stand there. And he kind of did. He was like, but I'm like, so if we're going to do everything to help our career, like, I don't like how that is, we can talk about what Bella did after, But let's talk about what led up to it. Let's talk about what led up to her doing that. Like, that man, this wicked little man, oh, he's cute, but like, he's wicked, did step on her toes. He did step on, you are a white man who is the president of one of, I think, I don't know, one of the like, the most known comedy magazines in like college history or some shit, something important. You were gonna get an opportunity like that regardless. And he knows, or should have known, with that big head of his, he should have known that the likelihood of Bella getting something like that, especially being that young, was pretty low and minimal. He stepped over her to get that opportunity. He did. I don't enjoy acting like he didn't. I don't enjoy being like, but it was to help. Okay? It was to help his career. That's fine. He still did it. He still did it. He still did it, and yeah, she didn't do something totally great after, but I don't think what she did after can be removed from him stepping over her for an opportunity literally right before that. He would have gotten an opportunity like that probably the next fucking week. He overstepped, and he should have said nothing. So you're gonna ask me, so what should he have done? He heard that Bella say she does not have the like portfolio type thing. He heard that, and what he should have done is be like, okay, and helped her with it after. Told her how to told her, oh, I can help you with that. Something, knowing that the fact that he already had that little packet thing already ready shows, one, that he's a senior. He is a senior in his career. He's like college career. He's a senior, and he's already prepared. He already knew certain things that Bella had no idea about. Like, other opportunities like that we'll see it in the show. They will come for him anyway. He stepped on her toes. He did. He should have said nothing. They both want to get ahead, but like, that was nasty and uncalled for in my humble opinion. And what does it represent, showing that Eric already had those things made? I mean, like, this is the point, but like, Eric already had those things made, already knew what comedians would be asking for. He already knew that. He already knew that. He was already like 10 steps ahead. She didn't even know what the man would be asking for. And he already knew and already had it prepared. He should have said nothing. He should have said nothing. And you can be angry at me for that, and I guess it'll have to be that way. He should have said absolutely nothing. He was wrong for that. And I do not like how it's being like totally removed from Bella's actions after. I don't like it at all. Okay, this is as good as I can get the lighting. The sun does not want to cooperate with me. Anyways, that's Eric. I'm sorry, I can't give a fuck. Season 1 Eric still exists. Yeah, like, well, it was bad, but I'm like, we'll talk about it when we get to Bella. 1 second. So next up we have Layton. Layton, this was her season. This was Layton's season. Like, she ate so bad this whole season. Not the whole season. Okay, so she comes out this season, great for her, very happy for her, very excited for her. She seems really happy, having lots of fun. Clearly having lots of fun everywhere, which I support her in. What I did not support her in. So the chlamydia, not her getting the chlamydia. You can't like, no, you can't like, there's no like, there's no like, you get chlamydia. There's no like, you didn't do anything wrong. Her refusing to tell her partners about it, and her reasoning was being, I don't want them to think about me, so I'm just gonna not tell them. I might have passed on this, like, her being like, I'm just not gonna tell them. I'm just not gonna tell them that I passed on this like STI to them. Yeah, that was ridiculous. And she faced next to no consequences for that. I thought she wasn't going to get into Kappa because she did that, but I guess not. Like, I think they wanted her to like leave Kappa on her own, which I really liked. I because I was sitting there, I'm like, she's not going to get into Kappa. They know that she's like spreading STIs like just for fun. But I guess they needed her to leave on her own, which I was very grateful for, but I'll get to that in a second. But she spread chlamydia around like it was her job. Like, that was uncalled for. The one good thing I liked about with this plotline in the show is they showed like health related, because you know, the first weird thing Leighton felt, the first like she was in the bathroom and she was like, there's a weird feeling when she was going in the bathroom. She went straight to go get tested. I think that's a great thing to show on TV. The first time something feels weird or different down there, again, you've been sexually active recently, getting tested. So I really like how the show showcased that. So the next thing she should have done was let every single partner know, hey, I just tested positive for this STI. You might have it too. You should go get tested too. I just don't understand. Maybe she was like suspending reality to like hide from her actions, but she didn't do anything wrong. Like, you're not a bad person if you have an STI. You're not. We have to get rid of that stigma as well. But I don't know how she thought this was gonna go. So she had sex with lots of different women. You did not think one of those women, like one of those people, like you might have been their first sexual partner in months. So they obvious, like the girl who called her out on it said, I haven't had sex with anyone but you in the past couple months. How did she, did she think, like, I'm trying to figure out what her thought process was. I'm not sure there was one, Leighton. I'm not sure there was one. But it's okay, because you're still Queenie, but she really got away with that. She really got away with that, like completely. She got away with that completely. Ooh. And you know, anyways, one of my favorite things about the season was how nerdy it was. Let's rock. Where's my nerds? Where are my nerds? Let's rock, because we really won the season. Whitney in biochem and Leighton with math. Leighton is a math nerd and I love to see it. I need to see more of it. And it's so funny that she was like, not funny because we know why. She was like kind of like being like, no, I'm not a nerd. No, I don't like this. Honey, you were in a car watching. It wasn't that she was watching math videos. It's not that she was watching an Instagram live about math. She was watching somebody else do math on Instagram live. You are a nerd. You might be the biggest nerd on the show. Like, you just might be. You just might be the biggest nerd on this show. And I really like that. I love seeing it. I love seeing, because she is good at what she does. Like, hello. So I really like that little, like, not new thing, because she was good at math last season too, but just kind of like thing they're introducing. I love nerdy women. So I'm loving that plot line. Now, Tatum. Hated everything about that. Now, let me be clear. At the beginning, when she was like, who became like obsessed with her, and not like obsessed, like, but just like really, really liked her, I was like, I mean, I guess, because Willow told, this is the thing, y'all don't be remembering these episodes. Willow told us at the beginning of whatever episode where she first sees Tatum, oh, you're in your like twin, like dating your lookalike era. Key word there, not lifetime. I'm sorry. I don't understand where all this uproar and hoopla about like Leighton and Tatum were meant to be. I don't know where that's coming from. What point did you guys think that was gonna, like, I'm sorry. Be serious. Really? That's what Willow said, that this would just be, is Willow still dating her twin? No. No, she's not. So I'm not understanding that. But taking that aside, Tatum is an asshole. Tatum is an asshole. What she did at that party, because the thing is, Tatum knew, I think, right, that those were Leighton's friends, or she was at least like had like interact with the people at the women's center for a while, and she was bringing her there because she wanted her to meet her other friends. And for like Tatum to go in and be so rude and uncalled for was uncalled for. It was uncalled for and it was rude. Now it was for Leighton to see who she was at a certain point, But like Leighton was right to dump her behind. I'm sorry. Like, what? Here's the thing. Again, pacing issue. Was it fast? Yes, it was fast. It was very sudden. It was very like, oh, like all of a sudden. But I think we just need 20 episodes, guys, would solve all the issues. We just need 20 episodes. Because if this was like more, because it feels like this show feels, I saw a TikTok that was like, this show feels like a TikTok. It's eating being like a TikTok, but imagine how much better it'd be if we had 20 episodes. Anyways, I think if it was a little bit like paced a little bit better, Tatum would have been saying like, but I think we're supposed to just extrapolate. Tatum would have been saying slick shit for like in a period of time, building up to that final like kind of blow up at the party. I think that's what would have happened, but we're not in that multiverse, so we're here now. We have to deal with this now. I don't know why you guys are upset. I don't know why. Maybe do you like the actress? Is that why? Like, that's fine. Like, that's fine. Maybe Tatum can come back in a different light. But you guys wanted them together for real? Really? You wanted her to date someone who looked identical. They are the same person, essentially. Not anymore because Leighton has changed, right? They're the same person. I can't, I'm sorry. I think that I'm not calling you unserious, but now, my favorite, I love Leighton's arc the whole show, but my favorite, the last 2 episodes of Leighton. When she went back to the women's center, whenever, it all started from there. So first, Tatum and the Kappa boomers made her confront who she was. Like she's changed now, who she was going to be, who she wanted to be. Yes, the sorority you wanted so desperately to join stands for transphobia. That is who they are. There is a reason why the women's club kept like making fun of the fact that you were going to a sorority. Like when she was like, I'm gonna go to a Kappa event, and Alicia was like, no one in here has ever said that. Yeah, there's a reason. She didn't remember where she was. She didn't remember who she was trying to be like less than a semester ago. She completely forgot. So she was in that Kappa, whatever, the alumni meeting, just saying, and she was saying all the right things, and she was trying, and good for her, but she forgot. This is who you were you wanted to be in a society that hates the people that you consider your friends. And yourself too. But I really think Leighton needed to reconcile with who she wanted to be, and to realize, oh, I have changed. I don't want to be like Tatum anymore. Tatum reminds me of all the negative quality. You guys wanted her, I'm sorry. You guys wanted her with someone who reminded her of all the negative qualities she once had. She reminds her of the worst about herself. You wanted that? No. No, you got, no. We can't be serious. We can't be serious. We can't be serious. Because that didn't make any sense to me. But then like back to the whole like women's center, like her being at the women's center. Where's my lip liner? The women's center stuff. Like when her walking back into the women's center, you cannot deny this. Nobody can deny this. Her entire demeanor changed. The second she walked back into the women's center and saw Alicia, I was like, oh, she is still in love with her. And it should have been blatantly obvious to anyone who was watching the show. Leighton's whole demeanor changed. The second she walked back inside that center, it's like a weight. I'm not assuming this. I was acting like an entire weight had been lifted off her shoulders. Cause Leighton is on edge all the time. Hello? We're like this. Me and her like this. She is on edge all the fucking time. Go watch the episodes for yourself. She is on edge the entire time. When she walked into that women's center and sat down with Alicia and Ginger and Tova, I think is their name, I have never, ever seen Leighton more relaxed. That's how I knew, oh, we're cooking with gas. They're gonna get back together. And I was right. As usual, sorry. I have never seen Leighton look as relaxed as she did in that women's center in all of season 2. Ignore it if you want to. Ignore the chemistry, ignore the obviousness if you want to. I will not. I will not. I have never. Go back and what? You know what? Go back and literally watch the scene of her walking into the women's center. Entire demeanor change. Even before she was not, because I don't think she was arguing with those Kappa moms. She was genuinely trying to educate, but you know how sororities are. She was on edge there. Even before she started talking with them, she was on edge there. She, like, it's like her eyebrows, like, went back down because they're like this. Oh, she's on edge. Everything, she just looks so much calmer. So I don't know what show you guys are watching to think that her and Tatum were gonna be together more than this season, but it was not this show. I am so sorry to burst the bubble. It was not this show. Maybe you're watching a different show. That's fine. But I really enjoyed Layton's like growth this season, and she actually did grow because she quit that damn sorority. Now Whitney's in their clutches. I'm really gonna be, and I'm gonna talk about it later, I'm really gonna be sick about that. I'm really gonna be sick about that. Forever. Anyways, next up, where's the gloss that I wanted to use? Next up we have Bella. Bella. This is not going to be me shitting on Bella for 10 minutes. I don't know how long I'm going to talk, but I'm going to say 10 minutes. So if that's what you want to see, click off because it's not going to happen here. Sorry. Bella did a lot of things wrong. She did. Let's discuss why. Bella came into this show, or I guess we're talking about they're in college, came to this college, episode 1 of season 1, broken. She showed, like a lot of people do, show up to college already broken. The way she describes herself, her past self, and then, so from that, then the man from last season who assaulted her, who harassed her once and assaulted her once. Just terrible all around. And her never talking to anybody about that. That's what we're getting. That was, this season started Thanksgiving break. That happened before taking, this season pacing was a nightmare, but that assault happened less, like a month max ago. So there's definitely not going to be immediate healing for something that happened a month ago. Let's remember that. She was already vulnerable because of her, I guess, middle and high school experience, and then that happening, and then kind of trying to move past it completely. We're off to a shaky start in season 2. We're off to an already shaky start. So I want to discuss Bella's like low self-worth and how it like shows itself. How Bella describes her younger self with such shame and nearly vitriol. This is also why with the Twitter hate tweets about Bella, I'm gonna say something. I think a lot of you guys are more like Bella than you think, especially if you grew up in an environment like Bella, and especially if you talk about your younger self in a way that Bella does. I think you're more like Bella than you think. Especially on Twitter, of all places. That cesspool, which I love, but that cesspool, yeah. You guys are definitely more like Bella than you think, but besides the point. How she describes her younger self, she is using, and this happens when you and I talk about your younger selves and talk horribly about yourself when you were 11, 12, whatever, 16, whatever. You're just saying the things other people and society used to say about you that were incorrect and that were mean. You're now saying them about yourself. That's not helping you grow. That's not helping you become better, because you wouldn't be who you are today. You wouldn't be where you are today without that 12-year-old. That cringy 12-year-old, you would not be where you are today without her. Bella would not be at Essex without that cringy 12-year-old she keeps making fun of. Without her past loser self she keeps making fun of, she would not be where she is today. And that is what we're talking about low self-worth. You're not just talking about your younger self, you're talking about yourself. Your younger self is you. No matter if it was years ago, it was you. she still considers herself an ugly loser. That's it. That's it. She still considers herself an ugly user, despite evidence to the contrary, because that's how she describes herself. She thinks, and lots of people think when you talk about your younger self being cringy, I'm like, you're calling yourself cringy. You are calling yourself cringy right now. You are. Don't do that shit. It's not helpful. This is just real. It's not helpful. You are just saying what the world and society said about you when you were 12 and you internalized. Like, part of healing your inner child is like buying toys. It is. That is a key part of healing your inner child is buying toys. Don't get me wrong. Healing your inner child is also giving grace and never talking negatively about that young girl. If you're like talking negatively about that young person, it's something that's like difficult to come to terms with and like do and like practice in everyday life, but it is necessary because you are not you without your 13-year-old self, no matter how much it makes you cringe. And what is that thing with cringe? You were 13. You should be cringe at 13. You should not care what people think about you enough. You wish you could have that now, don't you? Huh. What took that not having a fear of not being liked? Who taught you to do this now? Who taught you to not be cringe now? I'll leave that alone though. Back to Bella. I need her to talk to some professional. That's what I'm talking about. I need her to talk to a professional, somebody qualified, about what happened to her last season, about the assault, because I do not think you can separate that assault from anything she did this season. I don't think there's a single action that she did in season 2 that can be separated from that assault. And her friends, the girls are great, but they are not qualified to help her with that. Like, they said all the right things about that being awful and him being a creep and everything, but she's kind of ignoring it, and they're also 18, 19 years old themselves. They cannot truly help her with that. That's why I thought she was in therapy. In that last 2-minute scene of the finale, I thought she was in therapy. I was wrong. Anyways, so cheating on Eric. She did cheat. I'm using quotes because I don't really give a fuck. So I discussed that at large. It doesn't make Bella not in the wrong, giving the context, but we can have less pity for Eric. I'm sorry. That's why I tweeted in my live tweet thread that when like Eric confronted her and that was so funny. They kept trying to give Bella grace and it was just not working. And I was like, yeah, she was wrong. But I feel like she could have brought up what he did with the comedian and overstepping her. We just need to feel less pity for Eric. I'm sorry. We can feel bad for him. We can. I just think we can dial it back, seeing what surrounded the decision. And mind you, the person she cheated on Eric with was a 40-year-old. I don't know how old he was. I'm so sorry. He looks 40. I'm gonna say 40. At frat parties. What kind of person is that? You 40 and you're a party goer at college frat parties. So I tweeted when that episode happened, is that normal? Why are people in the comments telling me that that's normal? Why are people in the comments telling me that there are grown adults that were at your college frat parties? So what kind of person do you guys think he is? Let's be honest here. What was his purpose in going to this college? Because it was not to put on a comedy show if he's up at fraternity parties with newly turned 18-year-olds. I'm sorry. It seems like his purpose was nefarious and not just to host a show. Let's call a spade a spade. If you're gonna drag Bella through the mud, let's talk about the context of everything happening around her. Since Handjobgate, she has equated sexual things, consensual or not, which is horrifying, to success and or growth in her career. And it has quote unquote worked so far. Let's discuss what that says about comedy as an industry, how they have quote unquote rewarded her for doing that. Let's discuss how it's worked. Let's discuss how the man who assaulted her last season was the editor the editor of the magazine she wanted so desperately to join. Let's discuss how the 40-year-old comedian slept with her. Takes two to tango. It has worked. Look at what the industry has quote unquote rewarded her for that. So why would she not think it works? She already has her issues from high school. She already has to unpack how she came into college already wanting to be hypersexual, and then the assault made everything 10 times worse. Then you add in a comedy industry rewarding her, and I say reward very lightly because it's psychologically damaging her. What it's doing. It's no excuse, it's context. All this is context. And to me, the worst thing she did this season was none of that. It wasn't cheating on Eric. I can't give a fuck. It was that comedy magazine. It's what she did to that poor, that young writer. First of all, she was already running that comedy magazine with an iron fist. That one white girl is not funny. She's not funny. But when Bella snapped at her like a dog, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And Bella is a freshman running the magazine. So the first thing, putting just her photo in the magazine, this was just, why didn't she think the rest of them would find out? I know why. Bella does these things where give her happiness for 6 seconds and then it all comes crumbling down. Self-sabotage. When Bella is confronted with the wrong thing she has done, she looks like the life has been literally ripped out of her. Every single time Bella is confronted, her whole body just caves in. She looks gray. She looks shocked. She looks heartbroken. She looks like the life has been sucked out through her eyes. And I sit there and I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? I genuinely think that sense of euphoria that comes for about 5 minutes after doing a behavior that does help her, but is a complete act of self-sabotage, is why she can't think of what's going to happen in the future. She looked like she got the wind knocked out of her when they confronted her about the magazine. What do you mean? What did you think was going to happen? Her violating that young writer was disgusting. First of all, for making her meet her during her final exam was disgusting. To then reject her, that was disgusting. Saying all those very strange things with a weird smile on her face was disgusting. Honestly, she's probably threatened by her writing, which is a whole different sad case of her thinking there can only be one, right? Thinking that it wouldn't go viral at least on their campus was not a bright decision from her or any of the other girls. I don't know why they thought that. But Bella was self-destructing, and all her deepest insecurities just came roaring up, wanting desperately to be liked, clearly, thinking she's ugly, thinking she's not worth it, thinking all she has to offer is her body. Her being cruel to Priya brought that out as well, because she was deeply jealous because she does not think in her mind that she looks as good as Priya. And her jealousy said, I'm going to take you down. Watch the space. You don't even go to the school yet officially. You're not even a student. You're not even enrolled here. But I'm going to, because you're a threat to me as of right now. We're supposed to be in this dynamic. She in her head was like, oh, because Priya's hot now. We're here. And what did that cause? Bella's internalized misogyny this season. First with that girl that Eric was talking to, being utterly disrespectful, disparaging her. I, again, don't think any of this can be removed from the assault that happened to her. I don't. I think the assault kind of made her already self-destructive behaviors and lashing out at everybody else to at first most destroy herself, lashing out at everyone else to destroy herself. I don't think that can be removed from what happened to her. She tried to step down on somebody with Priya. Priya was kind of pretty nice about it. All she did was not come to your party. She could have been very, very rude. She got away with that pretty easy. But she makes it her mission to step down on somebody again. In the next 2 episodes, she kind of not got away with it with Priya, but Priya kind of forgave her. She was well, I need something to be disintegrated. And she ensures she will not get away with it again with the magazine with the young writer. She was beyond, like, in that scene, I thought I was being punked. When I was watching that scene with her and she was a redhead, right? I thought I was being punked. I was like, what show is this? I thought I was being punked. Cause I was like, Bella, are you serious? Yeah. She destroyed that girl. She destroyed the girl, and she was pretty nice, only putting her on blast on Twitter. The scene in the finale, I think it was, where the other writers fire her, and she was like, well, look at all the bad shit that happened to me, and you see that doesn't make it right for you to continue it. Like, you are not a better writer, you are not a better comedian because of what happened to you. Associating all things, consensual or not, with her growth is what led to that. Is what led to her saying that. Saying, oh, well, look at all what happened to me. Girl, what? But that's where her destructive path went for her this season. It was all of that for the conclusion of destroying herself. And the reason why I say I think a lot of people are more like Bella than they think is because so Bella self-destructed externally. I think other people would self-destruct internally. She could have like become secluded herself. She could have had way more internal negative self. She has a lot of negative self-talk, but she could have had more internal self-talk. But I don't think she's that type of person. Her coping mechanism was not in that arena of like self-destruction from the inside. I think in her head, she really needed it to be like in her face, blatantly in her face. Like other people would have or could have just ostracized themselves from everybody else and like harm just themselves. But Bella is so self-loathing. She destroyed everything around her with the intention of hurting herself. Like, this show is hilarious and really good, but her path this season was absolutely heartbreaking to watch. It was a bad recipe for like that young writer just didn't know what she was even walking into. She thought she wanted to talk to a woman who had just come to college like just that year and had already made a big name for herself. She had no idea what she was even walking into, even going out to Bella in the middle of that quad. It was Bella's shame this season, like on the background of her, like, it was like, we started off with her like throwing like that theta party and like running the theta party and in that like power suit and like slapping the guys in the asses and like acting like she's running things and acting like she's in control, to forget what happened to her last season. She blames herself for what happened to her, but simultaneously thinks it has helped her when it has not. It has not, which is so, so sad. It's so because Bella, when you watch Bella, like after Bella told that, was it a magazine? It was a newspaper or something, told him to print just Bella in the magazine. Bella was on cloud 9 when she met Kimberly in the quad and was like, and Kimberly was like, oh, it looks amazing. Bella was on cloud 9. She's on cloud 9 every single time after she makes a self-destructive decision. And I think it's to get happiness. I don't think Bella's very happy. I don't think anybody would be in this scenario. I think it's to get a taste. She's at a crossroads. Either she could put her picture in the magazine and nobody else's and feel happiness, joy, euphoria for once in her life, or keep the picture and not necessarily feel much of anything, because when her baseline of self-worth is so low, seeing just her in a magazine would make her really, really, really happy. But that path is the path of self-destruction, because Bella's not stupid. Bella knew they would find out, which is why she was like, oh, the writer, I didn't see it. She knew that they could just ask him and find out, which is why she was like, just let me ride this like high for a little bit every single time. She's happy for 5 minutes and then is actually faced with the consequence and looks like she got the life sucked out of her. She has to return back to like after that 5 minutes happened, has to return back to where she was and is now unhappy again and needs to make another self-destructive decision that will give her 5 seconds of glory again an episode later. And in just every path of her life, we have Eric, we have the comedy magazine, I guess except her roommates, because they want to room with her, but I don't know if they really do. I thought that was going to be drama, but I guess it's not compared to everything else going on. But I did think at the end that she was in therapy, and it made me really sad that she wasn't. It made me really sad that she wasn't. I was like, oh my goodness, she's in there. I was so happy. I was so happy. I was like, she's in therapy. No. The reason why Bella is not transferring anywhere. I don't want to be rude. She said she had a 1.8 GPA. Bella is not going anywhere. So I saw that scene and nothing happened. So I was like, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. And see how again she was like, I'm just gonna run away from my problems, even though like the problems would follow her to a new campus. Like she needs to talk to somebody about this. But I don't expect her to know that. I wish, because she needs like an elder. She needs someone like, because like Leighton, like Whitney has like Willow, and like Kimberly like Kanan and Leela, are they in the same grade as them? I don't think so, but she has like them. Leighton has like, she used to have all her Kappa friends, but now she has the people at the Women's Center. Bella is not in a position, like she would think, oh, the other writers of the comedy magazine, the way she was running that magazine, I don't think those people were going to be giving her advice. I think she would have laughed in their faces. I think Bella really saw that magazine as a place to like finally get back at everything that had happened to her, and it did not work in her favor, like at all. It was very sad. But she's not going anywhere. She's going to be right back at Essex next year. And we're hopefully, because now we can grow from this. It's getting close to rock bottom. So now we can hopefully grow from this. And it starts with her, I don't know where it starts. First, it starts with her talking to somebody about that assault and how it has impacted her, nearly all of her decision making since then, and also discussing like her hating herself because of that as well, but also just like she came into college already disliking herself with the way she talks about her younger self. So I think like we got to work on that, but I think we can. I think Bella's arc was fascinating. I think Bella's arc 1 was fascinating. I think 2, it was very realistic. It's TV. Some of it is exaggerated, of course. I don't think everybody has access to a comedy magazine where they can just like work through, or not work, she wasn't working through shit, where she can just put her trauma and everything on. I don't think everybody has that, but I think people can self-deprecate and self-destroy and self-sabotage in ways very similar to Bella. You might not have a comedy magazine, but some people destroy internally, some people destroy everything around them. I don't think everyone is as far removed from Bella as they think. From the tweets that I've seen about the show, I don't think Bella is the villain of the show. I think the man who assaulted her is the villain of the show. Like, because she already came in broken. That made everything 10,000 times worse. 10,000 times worse. Like, about like the comedy, why did her giving the hand jobs work? Why did her giving the hand jobs work? Why did the comedian sleep with her? Why? Because like, she's equating things in her head, but the comedy industry is equating those things for her. They're the ones saying, yes, sexual favors, consensual or not, equals success. Like, she's making those connections in her head, but the comedy industry is what's the word? What is the word? The comedy industry is like helping her realize that in a bad way. Confirming that. I think that's what I was looking for. She just needs to be in therapy. They all do, but they're 19 or 18 in college, so that's a given. So next up we have Kimberly. Selling her eggs was wild. That was really fast. I think that was another pacing issue, but I was like, oh, she is selling her, she went and sold her eggs. So I was like, oh, that was so fast. But at least Kimberly can stay here. I think Kimberly is hilarious. I think Kimberly is so funny. Her one-liners are funny. She is so geeky. She is such a geek and I love it. All four of them are super geeky. Her organizing an entire strike and it working, she ate that. Jackson crossing the picket line. Crossing a picket line is fucked up. Crossing your girlfriend's picket line, that was uncalled for and she had every right to be angry at him. I love how she always goes for the hot guys. She always pulls them. Because it works. Like, she always goes for the hot guys. Because she can pull. Please. Oh, Kimberly can pull. Like, Kimberly can pull. Don't be mad about it if you want. I love that Wowie Zoe. I'm sorry. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. Like, Kimberly is funny. Now, to why we're all here. Oh, she was dead wrong. She was dead wrong. She knows she was dead wrong. You know she was dead wrong. I know she was dead wrong. He knows everybody knows Kimberly was dead wrong. There is no way to spin this at all. Stop trying. She was dead wrong. She was dead wrong and Whitney gave her a chance to own up to being dead wrong. And she didn't. And she didn't. She was dead wrong. People are saying this is out of Kimberly's character, and it is, I think, a little to like not tell Whitney right away. But I also think Kimberly, because Kimberly, I think Kimberly, two things are in her head are being wrestled with. Like, she doesn't like seeing people sad and upset and make it being her being the reason why they're sad and upset. Wrestling with her always being honest, no matter how uncomfortable it makes anybody. I think those two were kind of at a fight in her head, and she was like, but she's gonna blurt it out eventually. Kimberly is not someone who can hold secrets for a period of time, so she's gonna blurt it out eventually, and when she does, Whitney has every right to go off on her. She was dead wrong. Here's the thing, because let's look at whose feelings Kimberly did spare. Kimberly immediately went to break up with Jackson the second she was like, I have strong feelings for Kanan and I think he has feelings for me too. She immediately went to go break up with Jackson, sparing his feelings. Did not think to do the same to Whitney, and that's where she is dead wrong. There is no spin. She wasn't under duress. She wasn't oblivious to what could happen. She literally talked to Leela. Leela and her had an entire conversation where they both discussed and decided that it would be a terrible idea for her to do that. But she did it anyway. The reason why I think Kimberly did it anyway is because Kimberly loves being right. So I get her in that. Kimberly wanted to prove that Kanan did in fact like her. She wanted to prove that she was right. And she didn't really care what else could have happened because of that. She wanted to prove that Kanan liked her too. And that is why she kissed him. She's someone who really likes being right. I get that. I just detest, matter of fact, the fact that it happened at Whitney's expense. That's where I'm like, Whitney, when she does go off on you, I'm gonna have to throw flowers. Because you deserve it. You were dead wrong. She knows she was dead wrong. She knows she was dead wrong. Kanan. Here's the thing. I think we all not maybe we all, but at least my mutuals were this has been in the works since season one. I was kind of ignoring it in season one. In season two, I started paying more attention and was like, yeah, definitely they've been hinting to this since season one. So fine. It's fine, but it's not, because it's at Whitney's expense, so it's no longer fine. It's no longer fine when it's at Whitney's expense. But I'm I hope you like Kanan. I hope you guys are happy together, because Whitney not gonna be too happy. Whitney's mom not gonna be too happy. But it's tragic. But I guess realistic. Tragic though. tragic. She was dead wrong. Kanan was dead wrong, but Kimberly was more dead wrong. That's the truth, which is sad. I don't like saying that, but she was wrong. Wrong. Okay, lastly, we have Whitney. My sister, loved her, always will. We already discussed Andrew. I'm not bringing him back. I'm not bringing that back into my brain. But at least she never actually liked him. A win is a win. She never actually, because I was like, don't you dare fall for this boy. She never actually did. So, and she did break up with him. So we have some wins in that scenario. My favorite thing about her, the nerd fest happening on TV, I was living. Her new interest is biochem and she's good at it. That's fucking crazy. Like, that's amazing. And she's working her ass off for it and is good at it. And now has a major, and now has an interest outside of fucking soccer. When she thought she could join the water polo team, like, doing that with any sport would be outlandish. A water sport, any sport where you have to swim the whole time, no. That requires a skill set I will never, ever be able to mentally comprehend, let alone do. So I don't know what she was thinking with that. We're just gonna say she was in a state of duress. We're going to say Whitney was not she was stressed about having to find interest outside of soccer. That's it. We're going to ignore that happened. Okay. So I am currently the finale, what I am currently the most stressed about. Bella's not going anywhere. Kimberly and Kanan, whatever the fuck, I'm mad about that. But what I am the most stressed about is this abomination that she is going to be moving into the Kappa house to be their social chair. No, I don't know how it's going to blow up in the first episode of the new season, but it needs to blow up because not more white people. We already have her living with 2, not more. She needs to heal. Like, for off principle, I don't want that because I want her to hang out around with more black people. But like, for Whitney, like herself, she needs to heal from the predator coach who had a fetish for black women. She needs to heal from him. She needs black people to do that. End of story. I'm sorry. The girls are trying their best. The soccer girls were like, yeah, he's the problem. They said all the right things. She needs to be around black people. And I know there's black people here because they have a whole house for black people. So where are they? Where are they? And we can't let Kanan's ass keep her from hanging around with these people. I'm sick. I'm literally, my head hurts so bad thinking about I didn't want her to be in this damn sorority in the first place. If it was up to me, cut. But you know what? Fine. She's a black girl who's an athlete, who's pretty. They would have wanted her in the sorority anyways. Fine. But living in the house, you've gone too far, Mindy. You've gone too far. So I don't know how it's going to blow up in her. It needs to. And it's because of Kimberly. Like, Kimberly, I love you, but you're the reason she's going into the Cap house. I can't. I really cannot, because it's going, like, can you think of the things they're gonna say? Can you even begin to think of the things that will be said to her, about her mom? We thought Andrew was a lot. Good Lord. If she lives amongst that crowd, I can't do it. So I do suggest, I'm not a writer, but I do suggest in the first episode of the new season, she sort of wakes up and has an epiphany and realizes living with Kappas will be worse than living with your best friend who kissed your ex-boyfriend. I don't know how. That's your job. I'm not the writer. But that needs to happen. I can't watch that. I can't. Like, I can't. Here's the thing. I'm upset that Whitney saw them kiss, but Kimberly wouldn't have told her, which is a shame, because, like, would Kimberly have told her? Maybe. but like she saw it, at least she didn't have to hear it from somebody else, but her face when she saw it, oh, I hated that. I hate this for her. I hate this for her because Kanan isn't, I don't think Kanan and her work whatsoever, but she can still be sad about it, obviously. I just don't think her and Kanan work. But like, I wish it didn't have to be this way. I wish she could have learned that Kanan and her didn't work in a different way. So those are all the characters. Now the whole show. I really like this show. I love this show. I think every single issue can be solved with 20 episodes. So what are we gonna, what do I need to do something? Like, cause I will, like, it's totally fine. I'll do whatever you need me to do. But like, this season started right after Thanksgiving break and ended in May. And it was 10 episodes long. I can't, like, that, it hurts me. It hurts my neck. I already have neck issues. It's really hurtful to me, and I don't want it to happen again. I don't want it to happen again. Like, okay, then my second issue. Kanan is doing a lot of heavy lifting. He's doing a lot of heavy lifting. He's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Men of color. He's doing a lot of lifting for that on the whole show. That's a lot. It's a lot for him to carry. Stunning men. He's doing a lot of lifting there. The girls have that one. The girls, the face cards, those are never, ever, ever decline for the girls. Please, don't get it twisted. Kanan's doing a lot for the men. A lot. There's no men of color at this whole school. I know it's in Vermont, but damn. No, you can't. He can't lift all this. Like I don't think he can lift all of this. We need to help him. We need to help him because this must be exhausting for him. Like I don't like the man, but like this can't be good for his back. Lumbar support. Like let's have the new, because we're gonna get new interest for season 3. We're gonna get like a new, because get rid of Andrew, get rid of Tina. We're gonna get some new ones of color. Please, 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 please. I can only do so much. The screen can only be so bright, and it keeps getting brighter. Enough. Like, here's the thing with Andrew, the bio bro. He'd not be white. You know, let me tell you, the bio bro personality is not exclusive to white men. It is not exclusive to white men. Men of color love to be a bio bro. Plenty of bio bros don't discriminate. Anybody can be a bio bro. So because I know she's gonna be a biochemistry major. There's people of color in biochemistry. Let's try something different, because maybe that's why none of it's working. Maybe that's why it's not working. Let's find out, and then maybe some shit will shake. Just a suggestion though, just a suggestion. But I had lots of fun. This season. I think when we're in like the 5th season, the way we're gonna be looking back at this 2nd season and be like, wow, look at how far they've come, or look at how things have been foreshadowed. Like, I just think this is a show. We're gonna be here for a while. And I think everything that happened this season, it was quite fast, is gonna help us in the future. So 20 episodes, maybe even 15. Anything but 10. Anything but 10. Like, and I do not want 50-minute episodes. Rejected. I do not want 50-minute episodes. I don't have the time span for that. I love the 30-minute episodes. Keep that. We just need more. Please. Please, 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 please. But this season's ending, you know, freshman year is over, drama. Freshman year always ends with drama. So this is not surprising to me, like, duh. What college did you guys go to where freshman year didn't end in drama? I don't know where you went. That's not where I went. So I really liked it. I had a lot of fun, excited. Favorite characters, the girls. could ever make me hate any of these girls. Kimberly, you did some fuck shit, but I still don't hate her. Like, I still don't hate her. Kimberly just wanted to be right. But that's my thing. She wanted to be right. She forgot about like what she'd be doing to Whitney. And Leela told her. Leela told her. And she can't even make an excuse because she cared enough about Jackson's feelings to break up with him. So she can't even use the whole I was in a state of love. I just forgot about everybody else because you didn't forget about Jackson. But why did you forget about Whitney? And you and Whitney were close enough to go, you wanted to move in together by yourselves. What a shame. So I don't know how this is all gonna blow up and have them all back together for season 3, but I don't know if they will be. I think eventually in this show, we're gonna see them like separately, which I think will be an interesting dynamic. I heard like some people on Twitter like study abroad. I think that would be kind of cool. But I do think they're gonna eventually be apart, which is gonna make me sad, but it is realistic. This is college. But yeah, I had a lot of fun this season. You know, pacing. We just need more episodes. But let me know what your guys' favorite part was this season, what you enjoyed, what you hated. I'm not here for like violent slander. Don't do that. Don't, like, people, yes, they may have fucked. Did you see even the ones who were dead wrong? I wasn't violent about it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Especially not for Bella. Leave her alone. She was wrong. There's context to why she was wrong. So yeah, so let me know what you guys thought. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you would like to follow me on social media, here's my Twitter, my Instagram. They'll also be linked down below. And you can check out some of my recent videos. They should be on your screen right about now. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please mask up if you're traveling and have a happy holiday. Bye-bye.